Hi, everyone. Welcome to a special live edition of Don't Let It Stu. I have one of my faves here on here that, he's talks kind of the real deal about Housewives, and Orange County was on last night, and I was like, okay, I want to recap it with you. So we're here with Gibson Johns.
Just call me Gabby with Gib. That's perfect.
We're Gabby with Gib, yeah. Hey, Gibson, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? I'm happy Orange County's back. I am.
You know what? I really am happy it is back because it's just like, I'm trying to see here. Okay, great. It's always my favorite one. I guess it's because I live so close to it.
That's probably it.
Yeah. I've met a bunch of the girls. I know one or two of them, and it's always fun. But Jesus.
Yeah, it was quite the premiere.
It was quite the premiere. Like, my friend was like texting me last night. She's like, I kind of find it boring. I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? Like, are you like, I got home early. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just like that I felt like we just picked up where we left off from the reunion. I just like that we just kept the ball rolling, kind of. Like, I think it shows they have so much going on.
You know what? Actually, I never thought about that. It actually does a really good point because I was actually watching probably the last two reunions because I got home from work early and I was sitting on the couch just doing stuff. And I was kind of watching in and out. And it always I remember reunion 3. I just remember watching it the first time. And I remember my eyes tearing up for Katie that they just came in so hard. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? And then it kind of just ended and I'm like, how is she going to talk to these people again? It just was so rough bringing up her past. I'm like, why is that even being brought? It just, whatever. So it was a little reminder. It was kind of trigger. I think I actually left the room. I was like, this is too fucking nasty for me. I'm just going to wait for the new episode to come on.
Right. But it is interesting though that you had, how seeing that, because I watched that, 6 months ago, right? You seeing it right before, it kind of conditions. It reminds you sort of how kind of crazy that was, you know what I mean? Whereas for me, it was a little bit more of in the past. So rewatching it probably just reminds you, which is, I don't know, that was tough.
It was tough. It just was ugh. But anyway, the reunion, it really hit a beat. It started off, Gina's back with the boyfriend, Travis.
Yep. I'm happy about
he's
that.
Don't do it again.
I know.
You get one chance.
I love Gina being like, I connected with the wind in Bali, and that is what told me that I need to get back with Travis. And I was like, you know what? Whatever gets you there.
Travis is the nicest guy. Yeah,
so
he's
nice,
sweet, and he's good for her and stuff like that. And then it kind of goes to kind of Shannon, and she's like, I don't think about John, and this, that, and the other. And it was and then she's like, I settled the lawsuit, and then she was like, he's like, I give him 60,000. Enjoy the wedding. Clearly,
enjoy the wedding.
I'm paying for it. I'm like, no, wait, no, you're not. John loaned you money. You're basically paid it back.
Right.
It's a wash.
It's lies we tell ourselves, it's just whatever we have to tell ourselves to go to sleep at night. That is,
and I love Shannon.
And also, I love Shannon too, and I also love that the first real scene of the season was her driving, which I thought was a very much an obvious that was a choice and a very concerted choice to show that, which is sort of a full circle thing.
Thank you. She wasn't blowing into a thing. She wasn't blowing into a device, which is nice.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. That's a good point. And so Katie gets in the car. It's great to see the two of them together. It's kind of starting off nice. Then Katie's going to get in her 8th 7 series or something. What did she say? She said I've had 7 already, or she's had 6 in the past, I guess, and this is going to be her 7th or something, or what was that?
I must have missed whatever line she said about why they were shopping for cars. I don't know why they were there. I don't know why they were there.
He's I have 7 at home, but I want another one. So, and then kind of they kind of start getting into the whole nanny thing kind of and all that stuff. And it's I think you should kind of clear the air and that kind of sets us up then for the kind of the showdown later. So then it goes to kind of Emily and Gina, and then Gina goes to her house and she's furniture in the house. She's camping gear. She's like, it's camping cheap. So I guess she's like rebuilding. Nice house they're living in.
No,
So they're all
the
living
house
together
looks
now.
great. Yeah, the house looks great, and I thought the camping chairs were hilarious, and I actually kind of wish that her and Emily had. I kind of wish they had filmed the scene sitting in the chairs versus the counter. I'm like, let's just go for it. You know what I mean?
Just had like 2 beers, like one non-alcoholic,
yeah, exactly.
one beer. Yeah,
and that's perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Light a fire. So then, I mean, then you go to Heather, and then she has the new house, and now they're going to sell it. Did they sell that house? And she was like, put down the new floors. It's only $45,000. Did this sell
I can't keep track. I can't keep track of the. I will say I love me some Heather Dubrow, but I'm kind of over the like real estate storylines. It's like a little much. It's a little repetitive to me. Yeah,
I mean, I do agree. Like they should have sold that house, the one for 45 million or whatever it was. Like that
totally
it was a palace. It was stunning. It was beautiful, but it was way too much house. You know. Just buy something that just needs like a little refresh instead of a whole
totally.
Like,
yes.
Upheaval and stuff like that. And then, you know, because the Tamra, then she's in like the therapist session and she's crying. She's like, I'm revealing too much. I've never done this before, which is great to see. You know,
I
then
agree.
we pop up. Yeah, it is great to see. And it's like good. And she'll probably learn a lot in there. And then you go to Jenn and Ryan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like the Tamra therapy scene, I was like, on the one hand, I was like, good for her. Like, I hope that this means, but also like, I feel like I could have told you 3 months ago that her first scene would have been like a therapy session. You know what I mean? Like it felt like on the nose with her a little bit, but you know what? Sometimes Tamra's on the nose and that's what makes her, she's a great housewife. So
it is nice.
She's doing the work.
Yeah, she's doing the work. It's nice it's a nice to move away from like the screaming, and it's like fuck, here we go again. You know what you're going to get. It's going to be the same old storylines. She's going to call someone a bitch and all this kind of stuff. But now we're like, okay, she's getting help. Now we're going to see throughout the season has she kind of calmed down a tiny bit. I don't think she has, but like
it's like with Tamra. Like she's saying it. Now I need to see it. Now we need to see that like it's actually impacting her behavior. We need to see it. Yeah, like, and time will tell.
Like I've changed. I like Shannon at the beginning. Like I'm a different person than last year. It's like we hear that every year. So we'll see.
Exactly.
We'll see. We really do though. Like these like lines. Then we go to Jenn and Ryan, which is like this couple. They're just having a fucking great time. They're so happy. They're running around like they just met each other yesterday. And I'm sorry, like I think everybody would want a relationship like that. Like they seem like it's always fresh.
No, it's like they're so into each other, like they can't even like keep their hands off each other. They're in this bikini shop because he's decided that he wants their wedding to be bikinis and board shorts instead of like tuxedos. And like honestly, that's so them. I love it. Yeah. Like they're in these like big ass vests and coats in the store. It's
like Orange County heads. He's like Montclair.
It's so Orange County. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
So they just like I just love their banter and back and forth. And as you said, like, they're so into each other. It doesn't seem like it's getting old anytime soon. I hope nothing happens with him with like legal shit or FBI or any of that bullshit. I really do. That's the couple I don't want to see like fail and go downhill.
I'm rooting for them. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm rooting for them.
Then Emily, Tamra, and Heather, they're all kind of at dinner. Can you explain to me? Like you have like the nanny stuff and the blogger stuff and all that stuff, right? What's the Tamra thing with like a blogger?
So Tamra, I forget why exactly, but Tamra and this Instagram creator named Bravo Babe, who they didn't show her name on the show, but Bravo Babe. Yeah. Tamra like threatened her with a cease and desist or like with a lawsuit over what she was talking about with Tamra. So then I guess Bravo Babe and Katie had already had sort of a rapport in DMs. And this account says that Katie called her after Tamra and her got into her beef to like get the tea on Tamra and to like kind of, you know, collaborate on like a takedown. Basically, that's the insinuation.
And
I guess I saw a reel from the Bravo Babe. I feel like I'm too in deep with this, but she posted screenshots of Katie calling her on Instagram. Yeah. So
did she post the audio?
She posted like a screenshot where it's like an incoming call from Katie on Instagram.
It's a 2-minute phone call though. I saw it from like 2020 to 2022.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think there's audio. I haven't seen audio or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, if she'd recorded audio, I'm like, I always think there's a special place in hell for people that like post screenshots of conversations. It's like, I mean, it's happened to me before, like in a past relationship of mine. And it's like really like, I kind of trust you. We're just having the banter and stuff like that. And it's like nobody is suing you. If somebody's suing you and you have to show shit to prove it, I get that. Like, but this is like Katie's probably just excited. Like people are chatting with her, like, "Hey, I love you on the show," and she's like, "Oh, thanks so much." Like we all do it. Like, I mean, I've done it and stuff like that. But it's
I feel like Katie. I feel like Katie almost like got in over her head with like the like the blogger creator thing. Like I think that she probably communicated a little bit too much. But like, I don't think it's like as nefarious as they're trying to sort of make it seem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Oh, of course.
I don't know.
It's way too heavy on her for like the crime doesn't fit the punishment. Like, but what crime? Like, there's no fucking crime. Like, not yet anyway. Or we haven't. We're just in episode 1. So thank you for clearing that up because these bloggers and like the podcasters and stuff. It's so.
There's a lot.
I just have to,
and there's a lot of that this season already, and like. I don't know. We saw with Salt Lake City that like it can kind of that can weigh down a season pretty quickly if there's too much of that. You know what I'm saying?
It really can, yeah. And then you know what? It probably pisses off Bravo too because it's like, guys, we're trying to keep everything original. We're stop telling people things and stuff like that. I understand that as well.
Yeah, I get it too.
It's like, but here's the thing as well, like. And I just remember like Katie in season 1, and I really liked her at the bit. Like she just went toe to toe with Heather and like the paparazzi thing and stuff. And I was like, great, like this, she fucking has balls. Like she doesn't get like, usually when you come in season 1, like people are kind of like, how the fuck do I navigate this? This is a lot and stuff like that. She just comes right in. She was very clear, and then the girls just started questioning her stories and like where she was from and all this kind of stuff. And it just was like, you just don't like that she's a strong woman. Like, and she's able to put up with you guys. Like, that's what I kind of felt with her. And I liked her from the beginning. And so then I'm just like, there was just so much.
Oh, look, wait, Stu, Bravo Babe is watching and she commented I didn't record anything. So there we go.
Okay,
she's watching us right now. So that's good.
She didn't record that.
No recording.
That's good. Like, thank you for saying that. I'm actually, don't record people's conversations. That's not nice. So then, I guess like what we go to then is the lunch, then the meetup then with Katie, Gina
and
Emily.
Yes.
And Emily, right?
But Emily wasn't supposed to be there. But Emily, it was an ambush because Emily was not supposed to be there.
That like Katie was so funny. She's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck, Emily?" I love that like screen.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like. But they're in the car, and then she talks about her son may have autism, or her son. Does she say like my son has autism? And then as the conversation goes, she's like, "Well, he has to get tests, or this, that, and the other about the eating. He's not eating, and all this kind of stuff." And then we get to the luncheon, and Katie's sitting there, and she's like, "What the fuck? Like this was meant to be a conversation between me and Emily," which I thought was really shitty. Like, why does Gina have to talk about Emily's well able to. Like talk for herself. I mean, she is like this is a simple matter. You don't need backup.
Yeah, I think kind of overall one of the feelings I'm getting is like I do think there's like a little bit of it's sort of like where there's smoke, there's fire with Katie. I think that's maybe sort of the feeling that they're all getting.
Okay,
but on the flip side, I'm like, why did like over half the cast have to go? Why are they so threatened by like the newest person on the show? Like it's just that's the part where I'm like. It's a little bit of a bad look, and I'm so curious to see like how much is going to feel like a gang up, and how much it's going to feel like everybody against one person. And it's like, Katie's not Monica Garcia, you know what I mean? Like it's not the same level of like threat. You know what I'm saying? Though it's like when they all went against Monica, I was like, all right, I get it, right? But now I'm like, I don't know, I'm not there yet with Katie, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, but here's the thing, it's like, I always say this about Katie, like she came out like. Like I've DM'd her once or twice in season 1 and stuff, and I was just like, "Oh my god, you're doing great!" Like whatever, and I just be like with her, like she could be like too shy in the first season instead of not coming in, and then or she's too much. There's no fucking middle ground. So just live your life, do your thing. Yeah. That's it. Because then if she was too short, she's like, "Oh my god, here we go. We have another Crystal Minkoff." And it's like, get her off the season. She's so boring. You know how it is. It's like the way they talk. We get to the luncheon, and so they're talking, and the nanny comes up, and so Gina's like, why do the nanny? And then Katie explains like, look, it happened.
I was
the
pissed.
nanny came to me. She reached out. I was pissed. And I'll get to that in a second, like why I believe that she was pissed. But she was like, the nanny came to her and she was like, she came to me kind of asking like, hey, that shit is not true. They did say that. I have proof of it or whatever. I was there. Like, I want to get this out or whatever. And she probably was like, which is the best podcast to go to if I'm going to do this? Right? Like, which is the more reputable one? And Katie's like, well, this one is THR or the real,
which is all about TR. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I think it is.
Shut up. And so, I know, me and you need to get on next season. And so, that's the crime. Now, I will say this, and Emily can be pissed off about it, which is fine, but I think she's more pissed off about it that it's true than her going to, do you know what I mean?
Well, at one point, so what I was confused about, when Emily came to Gina's house with the camping chairs, and they were talking about this whole thing, Gina had heard it from Jenn, and they were like, well, the message is fake anyway, and I was like, well, I don't know what. So are they saying that somebody like made up the DM? I didn't understand that when they said it was fake anyway, or I guess the claim is fake. But I'm like, I kind of believe that the kids are talking shit about Heather. I kind of believe it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
Yeah. I also think my read on how Emily's coming on so strong about this, is that I think that like she is really like. She's very emotional about what's going on with her son and not being able to figure it out and like
100%.
not having the support from Shane. I think she's kind of projecting some of that emotion onto Katie. You know what I mean? I think she's kind of like letting it out on her undeservedly, I would say,
And because the thing about it is, and like they all talk about each of the women at home with their families, like, oh my God, this is happening with this person. And kids pick up and shit and they probably say stuff. And look, we all saw it on television, like fucking Heather used to drive Emily crazy. Do you remember?
Yes.
She did.
Yes.
They used to fight like cat and dog.
She still gets in those jabs. She still gets those jabs in about HD.
It's really funny. And I love the way Emily does the little jabs at Heather. It's great. And it's like, and it's okay. Everybody talks everybody talks shit about each other. It's like, it's Housewives. That's what they do.
Right.
And so we cut back to Katie, and Katie's like, well, I was fucking pissed, like whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't get to, like, that's not an excuse. And then she comes in at her.
I have boundaries.
And it's like, and then I'm like, rewind. Can we go back to the reunion last thing when they brought up like, like her, like what's it? She doesn't have a criminal past, but like, there are kids and she had to give them up and she didn't want to and she was in a shelter. Like really painful stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to bring it up in front of the country or the network or whatever, and it's Katie's first fucking season and she has to deal with this shit. She's like, wait, she probably was like, fucking, should I be on this show? This is a lot. But I think, look, that was the worst of it. I think, it's probably, maybe it'll be kind of like rocky for her this season, but I think it will be too. But again, like, let's see what the crime is. You know what I mean? If that's what it is,
I know.
Like sharing, like it's, things get blown up on Housewives.
Yeah, they're jumping to conclusions, I think, about some of the stuff without kind of getting her full side. Yeah, I agree with you.
And what there now? It was something I kind of discovered. Like it was like, okay, so last year, and Emily was saying like, I don't talk about the ladies
show
in front of my kids and stuff like that. Right. So here's kind of what I kind of discovered. So last year at the reunion, she repeatedly said that she never talks about the women in front of her kids. Right. She has.
Right.
She emphasized, I don't talk in front of my kids, this and whatever. But then like Katie and her filmed a scene, like I think it was in a candy store, and they were talking about the women. And the kids were right there. So it's like, no one's actually pointed that out. So I always say,
and this was on the show. This was on the show.
This was on the show. Yeah, it was on like
interesting. Nobody's pulled that.
Nobody
thread
picked that up.
Okay.
And it's like it's I have boundaries. I did it. This and the kids are off. And then like she kind of brought up the kids like in the reunion about how Katie like brought up her kids or something like that. So she kind of started it. And I'm sorry, like If I was Katie, I'd probably done the fucking same thing. Like, if you like tried to destroy me at the reunion, and I'm just like, hey girl, you can talk to this podcast over here. Like, that's the worst I'm doing. Come on.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
You know?
I'm curious to see that clip that you're talking about, because I feel like that's some evidence against what Emily's saying about how she handles, what she talks about.
Yeah, I wrote it down
for sure.
It's on.
Okay.
It's season 18, episode 7. And it's around I think 24, 26 minutes in or something like that.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to go rewatch that.
So I that was just something I was like, wait a minute, I need to go back. I remember something like that happening. Then to end that little coffee date or whatever it was, again, love Emily for it. She puts the donut in the pocket.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they'll always. I love that about her.
I love her.
She'll always have the snack moment. Yeah. I
love
always.
she owns it. She loves it. I
never forget the turkey sandwich in the sauna. The turkey sandwich in the sauna. Never forget. Never forget.
I'm I would tell Emily, I'm go back to that. You're the fun Emily back then. It's getting a bit serious for me. And then okay. Then it goes to it goes to the interviews with Tamra and stuff like that. And I think they're in. And she was she's kind of crying. She's like, I can't believe, Shannon would throw away friendships. And then, before that, they do a montage of her, you fucking alcoholic, you're fucking drinking, you fucking crashed the car.
That was cinema. That was cinema.
I was just like, where am I? I'm like, did you see last season of how you spoke to her? And then Shannon's like, yeah, a hug is not going to make it all better. And so she's like, there's a lot to unpack. And
there is.
So then, once again, they go on these fucking Zen trips and these retreats and spas and Tai Chi and yoga and all this fucking nonsense. And it's they're all but I just watch it and I'm always like, okay, you're all here to cleanse and get along and all this kind of stuff. And they're all there. The first thing to do, oh yeah, Katie needs a baptism. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, now you're making her out to be fucking insane. And it's like, dude, I just think it's such Mean Girls. It's bullying. And I think in Housewives history, when all girls come together to go after one person, it never fucking works out.
Because the audience is almost always gonna side with the underdog, with the one person who needs the support, and it's almost always a misread. And I feel so I'm glad that Shannon's kind of sticking up for her sometimes. I'm glad that she has Jenn with her. So she has something there, but it does feel like there's this coalition that's going against Katie, and it's I don't know.
And look, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Housewives are terrified because they're like, oh well, if we stick together, nobody can come after us. Nobody can come after me. I've had it in other seasons. I don't want to. And look, Heather Dubrow has fucking probably had it for 5 seasons, So, I mean, I get that she can have a break if she wants to for an episode or two. But, there's just that little mean part. And then Katie walks in with Jenn and they're all standing around and then they go off. I always thought, it was so funny. The woman was like, welcome to the golden door. Welcome to the golden door. Debbie Ann is going to show you her. It
was a little haunting.
They kept doing a montage of it. It was so funny because you just
it was kind of scary.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, $12,000 for fucking 10 days. I'm like, Jesus. Woo. And they're banging drums. I'd be so pissed. 12 grand.
Listen, but didn't you think though, when Shannon was banging that drum and she was making those noises, it was the first laugh that I really had the whole episode. Yeah. So it was kind of a serious episode. I was I needed this humor from Shannon. Sure. I needed to let it out, and I was laughing.
The drumstick flies out of her hand. So then they do the Tai Chi and all that stuff, and they're done with the drums. You all come together, and then they're like, hey, we have a beautiful Zen lunch for you. It's lovely that I love that everything's Zen, but it's complete.
Everything's
opposite.
Zen. Yeah, we're having a Zen live podcast taping right now. That's what we're doing. This is very Zen.
I love it that it's kind of quiet and nobody's talking. Then Jean or Katie's like, "Hey, I want to invite everybody over for a hot pot lunch." I'm like, "This is fucking basic." I just love that she said that. Everybody's just pissed. And she's like, hey, let's just have lunch.
Emily's like taking something out of her teeth. She's like,
Yeah,
okay.
that is amazing. So funny. I mean, it's just the way they edit it is just really, really good. And then Emily, it's you're like, tell me about your life. Well, then she said, like, Emily's like, it goes to her, cut to her, and she's like, you know, like, I have to hire an attorney, you know, on first season assistants. Like, and you want to tell me about your life? Well, bitch, in fucking last reunion, you told everybody about her life. So you already knew, you know, you had a file on her, you know, but it is true. You know what I mean? So,
and also at one point, Gina was like, the issue is that I want to know less about you. And it's like, well, again, Katie didn't tell everybody that stuff. Your friend Emily did. It wasn't, I don't know. It's just like they're putting it all on Katie. It's just like, she can't do anything right in their eyes.
It just, here's the thing. And I just like, I hope Katie doesn't feel like bad about it or anything like that in the first episode. Cause I was like, although they tried to make you kind of look bad and kind of untrustworthy, but I feel like it actually, I think it just made the girls look like bullies. You know what I mean? And so, and nothing has kind of transpired yet, you know? And really not that much. And then, like, I don't know. I'm trying.
There was the whole, Well, there was the whole thing where like they were like, "All right, Katie, if you say you didn't call this account and you didn't message her first, like, show us the proof." And then this is where I'm like, Katie, like,
I know, but like
there was no service. But what about the Wi-Fi or what about the?
Shannon was like, "There's no service." I
can you not either. Can you not pull up DMs on Instagram without service? I like want to test it out. I'm like on airplane mode. Or like
sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Well, I mean, we have service now. We're in our houses.
Well, I just went on airplane mode, and I'm gonna see if I can pull up.
But you know, the thing about it is, it's like I probably would.
Oh no, you can't search. You can't search in your DMs. Okay, so
there you go. Okay,
you don't have service.
Fair. Okay, we just cleared it up.
A very scientific experiment. Yeah.
And Shannon backed her up too, which thank God Shannon was there, because I just was like, give this girl a break. And then like Jenn was like saying like, I didn't fucking call you a scam artist, but did she on the beach that day, or was kind of putting
no there's no audio of that we saw. I think that. So because Jenn's like because Gina's like, you called her a con artist, and Jenn's like, did I say that? That doesn't sound. Listen, I believe that Jenn probably like talks some shit about Katie, but like if they're talking 10 times a day and it's her best friend in the group, I don't think she's going to go as far as calling her a con artist. Like that doesn't feel like very Jenn-like to me. You know?
It's really like, and it just like all these things just like solidify. Like it's like, God, they're fucking really out to get this girl.
They really are. Yeah, they don't want her on the show. Yeah, they don't want her on the show.
Really, that's awful. Like when
that's what it feels like.
Great character.
Yeah, I think, but it's like, but she needs. I hope that Katie can find it in herself to like have a little, like stand up for herself a little bit more. I know it's a difficult situation, but like she kind of wilts under the pressure. Like in this at the lunch, I kind of felt like she did.
I think like when fucking 4 or 5. But
I don't blame her.
Yeah, I don't blame her either. And I think like if 3 or 4 or 5 people are coming at you, and imagine if she blew up, then the camera's going to love that. And then she looks crazy. Then it's like, oh, you look guilty. But she kind of keeps her cool. And I think it's because she keeps her cool and composure, it drives them fucking crazy. Because
that's what Emily launches in. Yeah, totally.
Launches in. She was like, I'm not. She never played that game. And I think she should stick at that, like, and not kind of, you know. And so that was that. I like Shannon. Yeah. There was one thing I kind of noticed with Heather Dubrow as well. And I felt like it was kind of like an olive branch in a way when she was like, honey, you got to stay away from the bloggers. And I felt like she said it in a really kind of like, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Like, fucking just watch them.
Definitely.
You know? It was like a nice way. I don't think it was like a mean way to which she said it at all, which I thought was nice.
It was like, I think that Heather, she was basically like, I want to I think Heather probably saw the bad reaction to some of the stuff last season with her and Katie or whatever. And she was like, all right, like, let me do a reset with her genuinely. And I think that then the whole thing with the Tamra and Bravo Babe, and that all popped up again. I think that's like, to them, it's like she didn't learn her lesson, but I kind of feel like, again, they're jumping to conclusions about what that was, maybe.
I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot here. Like, can you, like, tell me, like, what was, like, the Katie lie last year? Like, what was like the thing? She was just telling about her life, and they were like,
The paparazzi thing. There was the paparazzi thing where they said that she lied about knowing the paparazzi guy, about with the Heather thing. There was the whole list that Emily.
Message? She showed the text message of this person saying like, "Oh, she did call the paparazzi." No.
Yeah, but I think she did. But I feel like there was in the episode in this premiere, Emily was talking about how she made a list of all the lies that Katie had allegedly done. I have them written down. Do you want me to read some of them? Let me just look and see if there's anything.
Yeah, is there truth?
It's the paparazzi photo. Lied about Heather snubbing her. Lied about owning a home in San Diego, and then reached out to Gina under false pretenses of wanting to buy a home in Newport, but actually just wanted to infiltrate the friend group. Lied about conversations she had with Gina. She lied about Gina shit talking Heather apparently. A lot with the daughter too. I do think the one thing I will say, I do think Gina said that
about like the houses. I do.
I feel like I know that Katie's daughter is an adult and can do her own thing, but I do think that she should like encourage her daughter maybe to like, her daughter's making her life difficult for her in this friend group by making the TikToks and going on the podcast, and it's making it a little messy for her, and I feel like listen, she can do whatever she wants, and that I'm not telling her how to mother, but it's not making her life easier in this group by any means, what her daughter's putting out there on
the daughter internet. Talk about the Housewives, like on her TikToks and stuff like that?
She'll do like shady TikToks. Yeah, she'll, at least last season she did that. Yeah. I forget what they said exactly, but she was, listen, I mean, it's She's 19. She's got to make TikToks about what's going on.
Like, what? Like, build the followers. Like, my mom's a housewife. Like, when we talk about it, it's like it's a hot topic. People will watch.
Right. I mean, so there was like a list of like 13 things that Emily had, but
a few of those
they weren't all. They also weren't all proven. In terms of what we know as an audience.
But I just think like that's really just doesn't look good on Emily to have like a running list of stuff. It's like. If you want to say that, just like throw out like 2 or 3 like lies possibly that she could have done last year and just leave it at that. Like there's list. It was just like
doth protest too much kind of thing. Yeah, totally.
It's like now it's like
a strong reaction.
Yeah. It just comes off like, and just watching it, like you had the reunion, the way she came at her at the reunion about her life and all this kind of stuff, and now she has like a running list of her. It's like like I don't want to say the word obsessive, but like it's a bit like
it's a dog with a bone.
It's not doing her any favors. It actually just makes Katie look better, in my opinion. But anyway,
I think it's heading that way for a lot of people. I think that's going to be an effect of this for sure, because they're coming on like extremely strong, and I don't think they're going to stop anytime soon.
No, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a great season.
But Stu, what I'll say is, Tamra was on Watch What Happens Live last night. I haven't watched the episode yet, but I saw like on her Instagram story, Katie sent Tamra flowers to Watch What Happens Live, and Tamra thanked her for it on Instagram. So like but that gives me encouragement that like maybe Emily and Gina are still like coming on strong against Katie, but clearly Tamra's clearly good with her. In some way,
I think they posted a photograph together in New York City. I think they had like some kind of premiere party or something.
So then that means that like it's going to come back around for Katie with some of them, which is good. That's good for her. That's encouraging.
I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
Then you get the clips then of the show of what's to come.
Yeah.
There seems to be drama. Does there seem to be drama with Emily and her husband? Kind of.
It seems like, I feel like what's going to happen is that Emily's going to feel sort of like alone and trying to figure this issue out with their son, and like Shane just kind of is shutting down about it. That seems to be what I'm picking up from that.
And then you have Gretchen talk about like what Tamra may have cheated on Eddie or something.
Yeah,
something?
She's claiming to have audio of Eddie cheating on her or something, or either one of them cheating on each other. I forget, but I'm like, it's probably the audio probably doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Like
But you know what's going to be? You know what's going to be new for me is seeing Gretchen, because I watched a tiny bit of Housewives OC at the beginning when Gretchen was on it, but like I couldn't tell you anything about Gretchen. Like so this will be new.
I'm very curious to see how this lands, especially just in comparison to how Alexis landed last season. You know what I mean? Like I'm curious how it compares to that. I'm curious.
And do you know what I was watching last night? I was watching the last part of the reunion, and I was just like, and I've hung out with Alexis and John since that. Like, you know,
Oh,
at a
have
party
you?
and stuff like that. I was with Heather McDonald. And we had a great time. It was like they were lovely and all that. And I knew John from when I was dating Jeff and stuff like that, and hanging out with Shannon all the time. And like, I kind of wish that that Alexis got one more season. I just feel like they brought her in, they used her, and they just threw her out like trash. And it's like, and everybody kind of hated her and stuff because she was dating John and stuff like that. But I just felt like she need like bring her in as a friend or something, just to kind of just level it off and kind of like maybe like make a gradual exit. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just me.
I think that Alexis, like, I think that if they had let some of the Shannon DUI stuff play out at the beginning of last season and then brought Alexis in like several episodes into the season, I think it would have landed a little bit differently. But like, when it was like Alexis and John, DUI, Tamra all coming at Shannon, it was like too much at once. And I think if they had delayed the Alexis entry last season, I think it might have landed a little bit differently. And also, she just came on like slightly too strong, like with she was very whipped with John, and so I'm like, I agree she had potential, but it just didn't. It was not a perfect storm for her.
She was kind of crazy and kind of fun and like good to watch and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think it was. I'm excited for how this is teeing up the season. You know, I think it was a good start.
They went in hard. I liked it. And so now we like it grabs everybody. I feel like the ratings are going to be solid. People are going to stick around. I'm sure a lot of people will be glad to see Gretchen back. I think overall it's going to be really, really good.
I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Go follow Gabbing with Gib. Listen to his podcast. It's on the Hurrdat Media Network, Spotify, Apple, everywhere you get your podcasts. And thanks for tuning in on this impromptu Orange County recap live. And we'll see you all back here again soon. Happy Friday.
Love it. Bye, guys.